Today I'll be showing you how to make a nasal peptide spray from a lyophilized or freeze-dried peptide. I'm using C-Link 10 mg as an example for today. You're going to need your peptide, alcohol pads. I'm using a 100-unit insulin syringe. You'll need the nasal spray container, as well as sterile saline solution. You don't want to use backwater, as one, it will burn, and two, it can cause damage to your nose. You could take your insulin syringe and you can pull the saline directly from the package. You'll insert the needle and make sure that you have a tight seal. And what I learned helps is if you slightly apply pressure when pulling the saline. You'll then transfer the saline directly over to your peptide vial. And what we're doing is just ensuring that the peptide is fully dissolved prior to transferring it to our nasal spray container. For this example, I used 200 units of the sterile saline solution. Once I transferred my saline to my peptide vial, I rolled between my hands and used the warmth of my hands to ensure that the peptide was dissolved. Today I was making more than one nasal peptide spray, so I took a second to make sure that I had the correct label on the container I was using for my spray. Once your peptide is fully dissolved, you'll want to go ahead and draw the entire contents of your peptide vial. Once you do this, you'll go ahead and transfer it into your nasal spray container. If you use more than 100 units, you might have to do this a couple of times. I went ahead and transferred the remaining of my peptide into the container. I emptied the rest of the contents into the container, giving me a total of 5 mLs. Each one of these packages contains 5 mLs of sterile saline solution. For the spray that I was making, I used a total of 20 mLs. So a total of 4 pink sterile saline containers. Once you have your contents into your spray container, you're going to want to put the lid on, gently shake. And now you have your spray.